Hey Advanced Church, Jenny here with a daily devotional for you guys. Today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite stories from the book of Exodus. And I will be reading from Exodus 33, 7 to 11. Now Moses used to take the tent and pitch it outside the camp, far off from the camp. He called it the tent of meeting, and everyone who sought the Lord would go out to the tent of meeting, which was outside the camp. Whenever Moses went out to the tent, all the people would rise and stand, each of them, at the entrance of their tents and watch Moses until he had gone into the tent. When Moses entered the tent, the pillar of cloud would descend and stand at the entrance of the tent, and the Lord would speak with Moses. When all the people saw the pillar of cloud standing at the entrance of the tent, all the people would rise and bow down, all of them, at the entrance of their tent. Thus the Lord used to speak to Moses face to face, as one speaks to a friend. Then he would return to the camp. But his young assistant, Joshua, son of Nun, would not leave the tent. And the reason why this is one of my favorite parts of Scripture is not just what God was doing with his people, with the Israelites, and through Moses, but it's the little snippet at the end about Joshua and how somehow he was there, he was in the tent, but it's this inconsequential thing that's just Joshua wouldn't leave the tent. And so he witnessed Moses meeting with God face to face, the way that you would meet with a friend. He was the only person who seemed to have had that ability or been allowed. And I think it's so interesting that Joshua had all of this direct encounter with God, sort of secondarily through attending to Moses as he served God. And later on, Joshua became the leader of the people and did great and terrible and amazing things for God. And one of the big takeaways for me, especially right now, is that as we are saturated with technology and consuming it, is to remind myself to be consumed by God and by that face time on my face and in the Word and with God in that direct encounter that can only happen that way. And as I question, the future and where God is leading, I don't know. I'm sure Joshua didn't know. But his ability to discern it probably came out of those times where he learned to recognize what the voice of God sounded like and how God was speaking and moving. And so I pray for each of you and for my own family and for all of us that we would be consumed by the presence of God and by friendship with God, and that it's through these times of encounter that when the future comes and whatever God has next and after all of this, that we would be ready because we've spent that time with him. God bless you guys. Take care.